everyone. So today I'm gonna try out a bunch of different Farmacy makeup products. I recently just became a beauty influencer with them, so I'm really excited to try out their products and let you know what I think. So first I'm gonna use the VFX Pro Camera Ready Primer, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on my fingers and I'll see how much that I need. I need to take that little piece off there. So I just put a little tiny bit. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you definitely don't need a lot of this. It feels very silky on my face. Very moisturizing, kind of like, I don't know, moisturizer. So if you've watched my other videos, I always like to put chapstick on before my foundation. So I got Farmacy lip conditioner. So I'm just gonna throw that on. Kind of looks like a lipstick. And it literally feels like I'm rubbing shea butter directly onto my lips. It's super soft and conditioning. And it kind of smells like vanilla. And by the way, if anyone is interested in any of the products I'm showing today, you can go right to my link in the description or the link connected to my YouTube channel page. The VFX Pro Primer is $12.90 and so is the lip conditioner. So next I'm gonna go on to foundation, and I'm using the Luminous Serum Foundation, and this is in color light beige. I have not tried this yet, so I'm not sure if it's gonna match my face, but we're gonna try it out together. So I'm just gonna put, sorry, my hands are super shaky because I had caffeine this morning. Just gonna put a little bit on first and see how that looks. That actually matches pretty good. So I'm gonna apply this on my whole face and then I'll show you how it looks. So I wouldn't consider it full coverage, but it looks very natural on my skin and it's very light and it's actually really soft too. So I feel like it's moisturizing my skin. If you are interested in trying it, this is $22.90, which is a lot cheaper than other brands I use, just saying. So now I'm gonna move on to eyeshadow. I got this little trio eyeshadow kit and it's color Vice Brown. And I also got these super cute brushes from Farmacy. They're $19.90. The eyeshadow kit is $21.90. So I'm gonna start with this light shimmery color as the base. So I'm just gonna cover my whole lid with that. Oh my gosh, this brush is so soft. And it seems like the eyeshadow is very pigmented, which is good. Sometimes with different brands, I'm afraid that I'm gonna have to use like a ton of it. So now that I have my lids covered, I'm gonna use this small chisel brush and I'm gonna do right under the lash line. So now I'm gonna use that first brush that I use, which is just a small round brush. And I'm gonna use this kind of like orangey brown color. And I'm gonna do the corners of the creases. Honestly, that came out a lot darker than I thought, which is a good thing, because that means it's very pigmented. And I'm just gonna blend that up. Make sure you don't go too close to the eyebrow. And then blend that into the lid a little bit. So now that I have that color on, I'm gonna use this darker brown right here, and I'm gonna go right over that orangey brown. So now that that's done, we're gonna go back to that base color and we're just gonna blend in the inside of the crease. gonna go back to that chisel brush and we're gonna go to that orangey brown color and we're gonna do about 3/4 of under the lash line. Now we're gonna move on to that darker brown and we're gonna go right over the orangey brown. From there, we're gonna go back to that base color and we're gonna blend the insides of the lash line. So before we move on to concealer and blend the eyeshadow, I'm gonna use this eyebrow liner and we're just gonna define the brows a little bit more and then we'll also blend those with a concealer. So I'm just gonna fill in the inside of my brows a little bit. You don't wanna shape them too much or else they don't look natural and they kind of look like you literally just took a Sharpie to your face. So I'm just gonna define these a little bit. So for my brows, I used the color light brown. You never wanna go darker than your natural brows or else it won't look natural. So, and this is 1090 by the way. So now I'm gonna move on to concealer. I'm using Farmacy's Full Coverage Liquid Concealer. So this will cover up any spots that my foundation didn't. So I'm just gonna apply that. So now that I have my concealer on, it's time to blend. So the concealer I used was light ivory, and you always want to go a little bit lighter than your natural skin to add that highlight. And it was also full coverage, so it did cover up more than my foundation did, covering up blemishes and stuff like that. And as you can see a little bit of a highlight. So now I'm gonna do some eyeliner. I'm using their gel eyeliner, and I'm just gonna use that chisel brush that I used before, and I'm going to start applying above my upper lash line. So just a quick tip, I always pull my eye when I'm putting my eyeliner on, so sometimes I'll kind of make marks on my face in my foundation. So I just take my sponge, I don't even put anything extra on it, whatever is already on there will work, and I just touch it up. And it literally goes away in like 2 seconds. So this gel liner is $11.90, and I honestly feel like it's easier to apply than a liquid eyeliner because you can kind of work with it and blend it in spots that you need to, and it actually looks a little bit more natural because it kind of just enhances your lashes. Once I put the mascara on, it'll make my eyelashes look fuller. So for mascara, I'm gonna use Farmacy's Extreme Curl Mascara. So I'm just gonna apply that. And the brush is actually curved. I don't know if you can see that. So that's just to make it a little bit more fuller and curled, hence the name. So I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see how the mascara looks. It definitely looks more curled than what I'm used to, so that's nice. And also, if you can see this, this is exactly why I put on mascara before my blush or bronzer or whatever, because I touched my face a little tiny bit, and I'm just gonna wipe that off. And then we're gonna go back to the sponge, touch it up, and all better. So since summer is right around the corner, I'm gonna use bronzer, and this is the Tender Blush On Bronzer, It's $9.90 and this is color Biscuit. So I'm gonna use this larger brush and I'm just gonna do a line right under my cheekbone. So I just realized I forgot to show you guys the color. So this is what it looks like, just in case you're wondering. And I'm gonna go back to my smaller brush and I'm gonna define my nose. Then I'm gonna go back to that larger brush and I'm gonna define my forehead. Lastly, I'm gonna add some bronzer right under my chin. So now that we're all bronzed up, we're gonna blend. So now that I finished blending, I do notice that this is more of a subtle color. So I'd probably want to order a darker color next time, just so I can have more contour, because who doesn't want that? So I'm really excited to use the highlighter. It's called the Terracotta Highlighting Powder, and it is $27.90, which I know is a little pricier than other products, but it is larger, as you can see, and I've heard it's worth the money, so let's see for ourselves. So since I am new to Farmasy, I don't have all the products I want yet, so I only have these 4 brushes and I don't have a highlighting brush. So I'm just gonna use the same one I use for my bronzer and try to dust off as much as I can so I'm not spreading bronzer all over my face. But let's see how this is. Wow. That is super shiny. I love it. You kind of have to press a little harder. The first time I was like, oh my god, this isn't as good as I thought, but as I got more of the powder up, it literally brushes on so easily and it's like a reflector on my face. So now I'm gonna take some of that highlighter and I'm going to do my nose. Right under my eyebrows. Above my lip. And that's it. So normally I don't blend my highlighter, but since this is so extreme, I'm just gonna blend it a little tiny bit so it doesn't look so. So here it is close up. Can't really see it too much in the video, but on my mirror, I look like a shiny new penny. So now I'm gonna move on to my lips. I don't usually use lip liner, but I got it in my starter kit and I was like, why not? So this lip liner is $2.27. Doesn't have a name for the color, but if you go on the website, you can kind of see all the different colors. And it's also $6.90, so that is not bad at all. So, not used to using liner, like I said, so bear with me. I'm gonna have to look in my mirror so I don't mess this up. Do I look pretty now? So I really just use this lip liner to define the outsides of my lips. I didn't really bother making it perfect on the inside since we are gonna go over it with the liquid lipstick. So let's move on to that step. So I will be using Farmacy's matte liquid lipstick, and this is color Confident, which is number 2 of 6, and it's $11.90, which I usually spend double that on lip stuff, so if this is good, that is worth it. So this is a super bold color, which I normally wouldn't do, but I kind of love it, and it goes really good with my cardigan. And it actually felt wicked nice putting it on, kind of like velvet, and you can definitely tell that it's matte, so I like it. So last but not least, I'm gonna use the Time Locker setting spray. So let's see if this is a water gun or a light mist. Let's get prepared. It's kind of in between, to be honest. It felt like I was actually getting a lot on my skin, which is good, but it wasn't like squirt, squirt. Feels really light and refreshing. And maybe I'll do a follow-up, let you know if my makeup actually stays on. I'll probably forget, but I'll try my best. So I hope you enjoyed my review of these Farmacy products. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe below. And if you liked any of the products, feel free to visit that link in my description or right on my YouTube page. So stay healthy, stay safe, and have a good one.